First off, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Welcome back. I know you've been back in this building a number of times, but under these circumstances, Jordin Tootoo night, how does that feel?
Yeah, very honored and humbled. I played a lot of years here and pretty much grew up in Nashville, so I think it's just come full circle here, and the organization doing this for my family, something we'll remember forever.
What are the memories like in this building and in a Predators jersey? I know you had a lot of them in your career.
Yeah, I think earlier in my career, just having the opportunity to play in this city, and as the years went on, the growth of hockey in the community and the fan base, and you look at it now, it's probably the best in the league. Nashville's on the map, and in the hockey world, everyone knows about it. So, to be a part of growing the game is pretty special.
No, there's too many memories to narrow it down to one, but when you think about your time in Nashville, what comes to mind for you?
I moved here when I was 20, and as a young kid, you don't really take a lot of things for granted. A lot of great teammates. One thing's for certain, Barry Trott's coaching staff and David Poyle giving me an opportunity and believing in me. Just something that I can really take to heart, and very grateful for that, for them.
You were part of a really big play in the history of this franchise, Game 5 in Anaheim, win that game in overtime. What do you remember about that night and that play specifically?
Yeah, a couple fourth liners, me and Jared Smithson grinding out down low, and I think winning that game in overtime and coming home to win it, first playoff series, was just the noise in the arena was, couldn't even hear our teammates, but memory that I'll remember forever. Me and Smitty chat about it quite often every time we see each other, so it's good.
Take us back to that day that you met with David, that you said changed your life and got you the help that got you here today.
Yeah, like I said, the coaching staff and Poyle, they care about their players on a personal level, not just a hockey player. And me at the age of 26, going through a lot personally, they understood, and I think at that moment I didn't really appreciate the how much they cared, but it was the best gift that was ever offered to me. I can probably say I'm 8 years sober and got a healthy family, 2 girls, and a beautiful wife.
So what do you say to a guy like David when you see him today? I mean, he was once your general manager, but he changed your life. I'm sure the relationship's different now.
Yeah, every time we see each other, I just really thank him, and it's hard to put into words. I think in the hockey world, when you know the respect, you just kind of nod at each other, and it's an opportunity that I couldn't ask for a better one. So, like I said before, just very grateful.
What's life been like for Jordin Tootoo away from the game now? I know it's a relatively new thing for you, but what's this past few months been like for you?
Life's been great. Like I said, we have two healthy girls, 2.5 and 11 months. So daddy duties are in full force. But it's just great to be home every day with them and be a part of their life at this young age. Not much else to say. I'm just very happy.
How are the speaking engagements going and giving back? I mean, you're on track to do as much as you wanted?
Yeah, it's been going great. Getting into a lot of the remote Indigenous communities and giving back and telling my story and ultimately just giving the kids hope. That's what it's all about. I grew up similar to a lot of them, so they can relate to my story. And I'm just proud to be Inuk and be able to hopefully help 1 or 2 kids along the way.
I'm sure your story gives a guy like Alston Watson hope today. If he could hear you, what would you tell him?
Yeah, I talk a lot about it, about everyone fighting a fight you know nothing about. It's about being kind. And for Waddy, you know, I know how he's feeling. I know what he's going through. You know, there's light at the end of the tunnel. You know, it's a process. It takes time, but ultimately in the hockey world, you know, your teammates, we all care about each other, and you know, that's what really helped me get through some of the toughest days of my life.
It's just how weird is it being back in this building on game day and not preparing to lace up the skates and go play? I mean, I have to assume the stress level is probably a lot better.
Well, yeah, definitely the pressure is not a lot of pressure, but you know, I feel like I can get back out there and lace them up one more time. But like I said, I'm able to walk away from the game on my terms, and you know, I'm very happy and content in everything that I've experienced. And to walk back into this arena sends a lot of chills down my spine, and you know, I just can't wait to see all the fans.
Well, what made you the meanest guy on ice? I'm sure you'll see a bunch of hard hits tonight on the Jumbotron. What made that about your game?
Mind over matter.
Simple as that?
Mind over matter, period.
Jordin, was there a moment early on in your career where you realized, you know what, I have a role in this league? Maybe early on in your career. What moment was that for you?
It was probably 2 or 3 years into, you know, being a full-time player, where when you accept your role, you got to fine-tune, you know, the little things. And for me, being a role player, I had the knack of, you know, doing the little things and perfecting them, and having great veteran guys around to help teach me and guide me, and great coaching staff to give me opportunities.
What part of your game do you think you improved the most over the years?
Probably my vision. You know, earlier in my career, I probably had the horse blinders on every game, and you know, had my target in sight. But I think as you mature and evolve as a player and get comfortable, the confidence, I think it just makes you an all-around player.